In this video, I'm going to demonstrate some basic editing that you can do in iMovie 11. iMovie 11 is the video editor that comes with just about every Mac that you've got out there. But if by chance you have a Mac that's older and doesn't have iMovie 11 on it, or if you have an older version of iMovie, you can download it from the App Store for about 15 bucks. So first, we're going to start by starting a new project. So we're going to click on File, New Project, and iMovie's got a bunch of these prepackaged project themes that you can add to your videos. It makes clever little movie trailers and themes that you can add your videos to. But for the purposes of this tutorial, we're just going to do just a no theme, which is going to make a nice, clean looking video for us to process. So you would just click on No Theme. We'll name this project iMovie 101. The aspect ratio is going to be 16:9. You could do 4:3, but for the most purposes, we're just going to leave it at widescreen. Frame rate for the US is 30 frames per second. That's what we're going to use. If you're in Europe, you can use 25 frames. And if you want a more film-like look, you can give it 24 frames. But for this one, just leave it at 30 frames per second. Now down here, you could click on this and have transitions automatically added between your clips. But for this, we're just going to leave that unchecked, and we'll add our transitions on our own. And then we just hit Create. Okay, so now we're going to add some media to this project. So we'll click on File, go to Import, Movies. We'll go to where I have my folder at. And we've got a couple of video clips here that I'm going to import in there. So you just select them, hit Import. And it'll take a little bit of time to process them, depending on the speed of your computer. I'm using a Mac Mini, which is kind of like the entry-level Mac that Apple offers. You get it on the Apple Store for about 600 bucks, and it's a pretty good little machine. Just about done here. I'm just adding 2 video clips right now, but there are a couple of other elements that I'm going to add later on in the tutorial. So we'll just work with these 2 right now. Alright. So what I've got is a longer video clip. So this is my main video. This is Matthew Peters. He's discussing two-point lighting, I believe, right here. And the other clip I added is a customized intro that we created for this project. So we're going to start with that one right now. We're going to click on it, select the entire clip, and what we're going to do is we're going to move it down here to what is iMovie's timeline. And we'll move it to the beginning because we want that to start there. Alright, then we'll go up here, we'll grab the rest of this video, the main body, and we'll drag that down there as well. Alright, so there we've got 2 video clips already. So the next thing I want to add is I want to add an image, just a picture folder. So I'll bring that over here. Oops, let me move that. So I've got it right here. We'll bring that over here and add it to the end of this clip. There we go. And then we'll minimize that to get it out of the way. Alright, so I've got 3 elements in my video timeline. I've got the intro, the main body, and then a picture. Now I'm going to add one more thing at the end here. I'm going to add a separate music bed, so we'll show you how to do that after we've done a little bit of tinkering with the video here. Now I'll start over here at this JPEG. It's, as you can see, if you scrub over it, it's kind of got a Ken Burns effect on it. Right now I just want to turn that off, so we just go down here, get it to fit in the proper area, and then click Done, and now that Ken Burns effect is done. Alright, so now let's start editing some of these clips. Now this intro, if you hover over it, it's about 8 seconds long. Now what you want to do is you want to kind of grab people's attention with and get them onto your main video a lot quicker, so we're going to shrink that down a little bit. We're going to cut a few seconds off of that. So how we do that is we hover over here and you'll see that little gear shaped icon. We'll click on that button and we'll do a clip trimmer. So now up here you see your clip. It's highlighted in yellow. What we're going to do is we're going to go over here on the left side and we're going to grab that and drag it to the beginning of where we want our video to start. So right about there, we want the full frame of white right there. And once you've got it set, it looks the way you want it, you just click Done. Now over here, if you hit the spacebar, it'll play, and you can see that our clip is shrunk by a few seconds, by almost 3 seconds. Now we also want to do some audio adjustments to this. What we want to do is I want to go into here and I want to normalize it, which is going to make the audio, match a lot of the other project. And we'll do a slight fade up and then a fade down at the end. We'll hit done. Alright. So now that clip is trimmed to the way we want it. Now we'll do the same with this video clip. Because as you can see at the beginning here, there's a lot of space where Matthew isn't saying anything yet. And that's good when you're making a video. You want to give yourself a lot of room at the beginning before someone's talking so you have some play to edit it with. So we'll do the same thing. We'll click on that. We'll do click trimmer. And we'll grab the left here again and we'll drag it over to where he starts talking. Alright, so he started talking there, so we'll drag it back, a little bit to maybe right about there. Now let's go right about there. Then we want to do the same thing to the end as well. So we'll go over here, we'll grab the right side this time, and we'll drag that to where he starts talking. Alright, so right there he started talking, so we'll end it right about, let's say, here. Well, how about right about here? We can always go back and readjust this stuff if it's not quite trimmed the way you want it. When that's done, you hit done. So you see, it's shrunk a little bit. It's shaved a little bit off of that. But once we add a transition in here, that'll also change as well. So we also want to do the same thing with the audio. I'm going to go down to audio adjustment, and we want to hit normalize to bring that audio level up a little bit. You'll see it come up here. Alright, done. Now you can also adjust audio by hovering over that little line there and dragging it up and down, but as we went up there it went a little bit too high, so we'll just leave it right where it was. Okay. Now that's just, some basic tips on trimming your clips in iMovie. Now we're going to add a transition to these things. We're going to add some transitions right between where all of the clips butt up against. So you go over here to where this little triangle is, rectangle with triangles in it. You click that and it's going to bring up your transition box. And it's got a lot of transitions, a lot of fancy ones, but people get tired quickly of seeing ripple effects and cross zooms and all that other stuff. It doesn't make a clean looking video, but what does make a clean looking video would be a cross dissolve if you were going between various video shots or pictures, or just the simple fade to black. And we're just going to work with the fade to black right now for these purposes. So you just grab it, drag it between the two clips where you want it to go, and then you can hover over that little square there where the transition is, and you'll have your same little option bar there. Just click on that, go to transition adjustments, and maybe we'll say let's have this be like a 1 second transition. And if you click this apply to all transitions, then that anything that you do here will be applied to all other transitions that you drag and drop, so you wouldn't have to go in and adjust them unless you really wanted to. So just do that, done. We can just see how it looks in case we want to make some adjustments.
In this video, I'm going to cover 2-point lighting.
Maybe we want to make that a little longer because it's a little bit before he starts talking. So let's see if we can make it like a 1.5 second. Let's try that and see how that works. Alright.
In this video, I'm going to cover 2-point lighting.
Pretty good.
Lighting is very simple, very basic.
But as you can see, you'll play around with that and you'll get the settings the way you want it when you make your project. So we'll just pause that. Now what I want to do is I want to add a couple of more. I want to go over here to the end and add a fade to black there as well. We might need to readjust his audio a little bit here at the end because it's a little bit, or readjust the clip length rather, because it's a little bit long there when he's not talking. So let's see how it looks.
All there is to having 2-point lighting.
Right. So we're going to go over here and we're just going to edit that clip one more time by clicking here, going click clip trimmer. Alright, so let's go to the end here and we'll drag it just a little bit more, maybe to right about there, let's say. And I think just for snips and giggles we'll bring this in just a little bit more too. There we go. Now we're talking. Let's see how that looks now. Okay, considerably better now. Now there'll be less
In this video,
Oops, I forgot I have to hit done. Don't forget to do that, and then I can go down here.
And really, that is all there is to having 2-point lighting.
I want to make this clip maybe a little bit longer here and see how long it is right now. Clip adjustments. It's about 3 seconds. Let's make her a 4 seconds. Because you want to have your call to action or your end page up for as long as possible, because you want people to have time to do whatever you have suggested there. Like in this one, you want them to get their free guide by going to the mobilevideoignition.com. So you want that up for a while, because otherwise it might end right away and then a new video will start and it might be a competitor. And people are pretty quick when it comes to shutting something off if they think it's over. So maybe you'll have their attention for a couple of seconds, but that's just long enough to get them to visit your site, hopefully. All right. Now I think I'm going to add just another little fade to black here at the end, just to smooth it out a little bit when it stops. So let's just see how it looks now.
That is all there is to having 2-point lighting.
All right, looks good. Oh yeah, so start it over at the beginning. Let's just see how this beginning one looks here.
In this video, I'm going to cover 2-point lighting. Now, 2-point lighting is...
All right. Now, the last thing I want to do is I want to show you how to add another audio track to this, so kind of a music bed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find that file. Got it right here. It's Dano Songs. So we're going to drag that right over here to the timeline. All right. Now it's added that under there. See, it should go all the way to the end. Yep, it does. All right, so let's play it and see how it sounds, because that's going to be key in another step we're going to show you. Yeah, so as you can see, or rather as you can hear, the music bed is overpowering Matthew's voice, so we want to adjust that. So we're just going to stop that. We're going to grab this little button here, and we're going to go to Audio Adjustments again. And up here is Volume, so we're just going to bring that volume way down. And as you can see in the background behind this inspector window, you can see on that audio track, you can see the video levels rise and lower as I move the slider. So we'll bring it down to, let's bring it down to say 17. We'll hit done, and then let's see how that sounds.
Lighting is very simple, very basic. You have your light kit.
Pretty good.
This is what I recommend to do. You're going to be shooting some video of just yourself.
Maybe we'll bring it down just a little bit more. Let's bring it down to maybe 15 and see how that sounds. That's pretty good.
Shooting some video of just yourself. So, right here.
All right, so let's go down here and let's also make that, we'll make it fade out at the end a little bit better. So make it fade out right about there. Let's see how that sounds at the end. All right, that's good. All right, so there, we've assembled the video, we've imported the video, we've edited it. Now all that's left is to do something with it. So in this case, we're going to go up to the Share menu and bring that down, and you have a lot of options as to how you can export or share this video. You can export it out as an actual file, but for purposes here, I'm just going to show you how to export it to YouTube. So just choose YouTube. And here you would enter in your information, and you would give it a category. So it's important to give it a category. In this case, it's how to and style. So there's a lot of categories. There's enough to probably match whatever your video is about. Give it a title, iMovie 101, and a description, basic editing with iMovie. All of this stuff, the descriptions and the tags, they help people find your video on YouTube. iMovie 11 video editing, and anything that you can do to help your video appear at the top of a search is gonna help you out in the long run. And then you can choose how you want it published. In this case, we're using 720. You could do 1080, but to me that's just overkill. People are watching this on the internet, and 720 is just as good a quality as 1080 for watching it on a monitor or even a big screen TV. It's fine. Make this movie personal. If you have that checked, essentially what it is, that's making it, it's unlisting it or making it private on YouTube, meaning you can then choose who sees that video when you want them to see it. If you unchecked it, then it would just be uploaded as public and anybody could see it. So, depending on what your video and what you want to do with it, you'll decide whether you want to check it or uncheck it. And then you hit next. And then there's the copyright blah blah blah, so don't upload any Star Wars footage or anything like that, or Lucas will get you. And then hit publish. And now it's going to prepare, so it's essentially it's rendering this video, and this could take some time depending on the length of the video and the speed of your computer too. And then obviously after this it'll go to a window where it says it's uploading to YouTube, and again that could take time depending on your internet connection and again the size of the file. But anyway, that is all there is to the basics of editing in iMovie when you just want to do something simple and clean. Very good program. It's an app downloadable from iTunes, $15, and it's got a lot of features in it.